6:50, we're taking a live look this morning at a traffic jam in Washington, D.C., one of the many areas dealing with icy roads and bracing for what is expected to be a monster storm. It could bring up to 2 feet of snow in some areas on the East Coast by Sunday. More than 50 million Americans are in the path of the storm. Warnings have already been issued for D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia.
Hi again, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. It's now 10 minutes before 7. I'm Lisa Badeau here with Kyle Bosch. We're starting our nonstop news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. And we start with breaking news this morning that could impact your family as you get up and get ready for your day. A major power outage in South Fargo. It appears to be from about Main Avenue to about 34th or 35th Avenue South and from about University Drive to I-29.
Nearly 3,900 customers are out, according to Xcel Energy's website. The other big deal as you head out for your drive, some stoplights at some major intersections are out, which is already causing traffic problems at places like I-29 and 32nd Avenue South. Now, according to Xcel Energy, it all started just before 6 this morning. They're estimating that it could be until about 8 this morning in order to get everyone back online. Of course, we will keep you updated right here on Valley News Live and at our website, valleynewslive.com.
It's now 6:51. Time for weather and traffic on the ones. And we're not, below zero, but it's still a cold start to not have the power this morning.
That's for sure. We are getting a little solace in knowing that if this happened a few days ago, it could be a lot worse with temperatures that were 20 below this weekend. That would mean some frozen pipes for a lot of people if this does carry on. So the good news here is that we're in the teens. Wish it were a little bit warmer for an event like this, but it still could be a lot worse. We've got mostly cloudy skies in our planner for today. We're going to stay in the teens all day long as well. Wind out of the north and in that 5 to 15 mile per hour range. So this is for Fargo. For the entire valley, we're looking at low teens north and some upper teens in the south for today. Visibility is a little bit better right now. We're up to 7 miles in Fargo. At times we've dipped down to about 3 miles because of some passing mist. We've had a little fog, and that could also create some slick spots on those roadways. So something to keep in mind this morning. There's still a little low-level moisture out there once again today. Most places, though, reporting visibility that's just fine, so not really worried about that. It's just want to show you there's some moisture out there that could make things slick. We're at 14 degrees in Wadena, 19 in Detroit Lakes right now. Fargo at 17 degrees. We're at 10 in Crookston and 12 degrees in Grand Forks. In Devil's Lake, it's 13 degrees right now. Mostly cloudy skies, some low-level clouds too, and some low-level moisture. Even some freezing drizzle possible here. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And down to the south, Sisseton may be seeing some snowflakes starting to move in. We may be getting a little bit of light snow in the far southern part of our viewing area today. I want to expand the view to show you there's that low pressure center in Texas right now. That's the storm that's going to be impacting the East Coast. It's certainly not there yet, but it's getting ramped up and it's going to move off to the East Coast and certainly impact air travel as well if you got some plans coming up for the next several days and into the weekend. Might want to just stick around here. We've got some great weather on the way. Next couple of days in the teens, so a little setback. We'll have some sunshine on the way for Friday, but this weekend looks fantastic. 33 degrees for Saturday, partly cloudy, a little breezy though, and then ahead for Sunday, 26 degrees with some flurries. Let's check in with Al.
We have some good news on the power outage front. The traffic lights, and it looks at Main Avenue and Interstate 29, they're back functioning again, and I drove Main Avenue down to 25th, so it looks like the power in that part of the power outage is back on again, so that's great news. Lots of traffic this morning, my goodness sakes. The Metro Interstate Loop is really rocking. Lots of traffic out there this morning. The road surface is mainly damp. Still seeing a little bit of that mist out there, an awful lot of road spray as well. In town, 25th Street is very wet and sloppy. So is 13th Avenue. Drive extra carefully today. Remember, the traffic lights at Interstate 29 and 32nd Avenue are still out of commission, and Kyle and Lisa will keep you updated on the latest on this power outage. Al at Valley Today traffic.
6:54 now, and we're following a developing story for you this morning. For the second night this week, police in the Fargo-Moorhead area had to block off a neighborhood to search for someone who ran from officers. This time it happened in Moorhead's Gooseberry Park neighborhood.
Police say an officer tried to stop a driver going the wrong way on a one-way street around 9 last night, but didn't continue the chase because of icy roads. Officers later found the car in the park and say the driver rammed one of the police cars before taking off on foot.
perimeter was set up in the area to try and capture the driver. A K-9 was used from Moorhead Police Department and tracked the suspect across the river over into Fargo. They did a lengthy K-9 track over in Fargo.
Police still have not located that driver, but they don't believe anyone is in danger. Still, they do urge everyone to lock their doors to their home and garage. A woman wanted in the Twin Cities for felony assault is in the Barnes County Jail this morning, awaiting extradition to Minnesota. Valley City Police arrested 21-year-old Sierra Williams on a warrant for assault with a dangerous weapon out of Hennepin County.
Police say they got a tip that she was at a Valley City apartment, but the person who answered the door initially claimed Williams was not there. Officers then spotted two people watching them from inside, and they suspected one was Williams. So they set up a perimeter and applied for a search warrant, but a short time later, Williams walked out and turned herself in. The man arrested in connection with a fire that destroyed a Muslim-owned coffee shop in Grand Forks is now facing federal charges and has a detention hearing scheduled for tomorrow. 25-year-old Matthew Gust of East Grand Forks is charged with felony arson at the state level and has now been charged in federal court with malicious use of an explosive device and use of a destructive device during a crime of violence.
The fire was started at the Juba Coffee House in Grand Forks on December 7th using a device made with a 40-ounce beer bottle. No one was hurt in the fire. A Lemoore, North Dakota man is charged with vehicular homicide after a crash that killed his passenger.
Officials say that 20-year-old Roddy Getzkow was drunk when he drove his truck off a road and hit a tree last Friday. His passenger, Joshua Dolan, died from injuries suffered in that crash. The number of homeless students in Fargo and West Fargo is pushing 250 kids and is likely to go even higher. With no permanent address, it places additional strains on their learning.
Officials say when students are worried about where their next meal will come from or where they will sleep at night, they can't focus on their education in the classroom. School officials say the student homelessness problem also involves students under the age of 18 who are not in custody of a parent or guardian because they've left home after family dysfunction.
Salt and sand can be harmful to your car if you don't get it cleaned off. Yeah, you still need to wash those vehicles in the wintertime.
The Valley Today's Christy Larson joins us live from Don's Car Wash with more on how to get your car clean even in the winter. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we showed you a little bit of what happens when it goes through Don's Car Wash, and now we're at the end of things. And Sean, now it's time to kind of wipe everything down, make sure it's safe for this winter season that we're seeing.
Yep, this is kind of where we dry it off. We blow out the mirrors. They wipe all the door jambs for you, kind of get everything cleaned up so it doesn't freeze.
And so if people are going to be getting their car washed, what are some things you tell them to make sure that they don't get those frozen doors?
It's always a good idea after you get it washed, after a few minutes outside, to open and shut your doors, pop your trunk, your fuel door, just to make sure everything, it's still a little damp when it leaves, just to make sure it doesn't freeze for you.
And today is a perfect day to get a car wash. I know you said you guys are really busy in the winter because people do want to get that grime off of there.
Yep, I mean, today's going to be a nice day, so it'll be a perfect day to get it washed.
Yeah. And if you guys want to come, they do open up at 8 this morning, and maybe if you come early enough, you might still get me as one of your car washers. Guys, I think I washed about 3/4 of this. I have to say, the guys put me to work this morning, so I got to finish the job. It's time to dry things off.
Hey, using the power washer is fun, though. Maybe.
It is, yeah.
So I don't think she's complaining. I think she actually might stick around there for a little bit today.
She got her dancing on, too. Dancing and working at the same time. It's how Christy rolls.
Best of both worlds. Christy Larson reporting live for us. Thank you, Christy. Let's get her answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Close to 20,000 people every year injure themselves doing this at the gym.
The answer, falling off the treadmill.
Like one of my biggest fears.
Ouch.
Oh, have you ever been done falling off the treadmill YouTube video searches?
Yes. They're awesome.
You'll be there for like 2 hours. It's hard to watch. Well, fun to watch, but hard to think about happening to you.
Right, right. Well, today it's going to be pretty much status quo, I guess you would say. Temperatures into the teens throughout the daytime hours. Not a lot of rise with mostly cloudy skies. There's a little bit of mist, a little freezing drizzle perhaps even out there this morning. So not ideal on the roadways with light north wind.
Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. Remember, we'll have more local news and weather for you right here in just 25 minutes.